This is the cringy and tragic story of Charles Gliniewicz. The married father of 4 lived in Fox Lake, Illinois, and was liked by pretty much everybody. Despite his rent-a-cop swag, he also passed the test to become a police officer. Not only that, but he also led a youth foundation, and he was in charge of helping many kids out in life. On September 1st, 2015, Charles would radio in that he was in pursuit of 3 dangerous men at the abandoned cement plant. The corresponding officers were too late. Unfortunately, when they arrived, Charles was dead with multiple gunshot wounds and cuts and bruises all over him, as if there were signs of an immense struggle. An overwhelming sadness would sweep the Fox Lake community as they looked for the men that were responsible for Charles's death. But this is when detectives found some very startling information. After finding no leads, it was determined that Charles actually died by his own weapon. So the theories arise that the 3 men overpowered him, took his weapon, and shot him. But one detective had another theory, and that Charles killed himself. At this point in the investigation, even the FBI was involved, as well as many famous sports teams like the Chicago Cubs paying tribute to Charles, the noble officer. But the detectives soon realized that Charles actually staged an elaborate crime scene to make it look like he died in the line of duty. But this was just the first of the shocking revelations. Records would show that Charles and his wife were actually embezzling money from the police youth mentorship program that Charles was the head of. He spent the money on his mortgage, travel, guns, and even adult websites. Eventually, over 6,000 text messages that Charles deleted were recovered, and in these text messages was very specific details of him wanting to kill the police official Ann Marin. So Ann was the one that was in charge of running the audit on his program, and if she would have done so, it would have exposed all of his embezzling. Charles's wife was sent to prison for the embezzling, and he was actually disgraced. Every tribute was removed. They even defaced his gravestone, leaving us to wonder, should you really trust your heroes?